Alright, welcome back. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Predator one tomorrow because right now I'm not in the mood to do it. So, for people who've been wanting Predator, it's coming, just not right now. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I don't have the time to. But right now, I want to do the Rain one because I said yesterday I was gonna do it in the middle of a video, so I can't basically just like say I never said that and delete a comment. And I haven't done that, so don't quote me on anything. But yeah, I'm gonna continue. So, as we left off in the past part, Rain has basically married into both households of the Lin Kuei and the Shiraryu through Hella and Frost. And the next day would be the first day of school together. Hmm. How should I do this? Ah. So I say the night of the wedding. Like, although like they're supposed to do the midnight tango this time times three, they decide against it. I mean, no, they don't. Actually, I'm gonna say yeah, the midnight tango does happen, but it's more protected with armor, basically, because they all figured that it's too early to have kids, and as such, they all decide that like the armor stays on until they feel like the time comes when they actually when they feel like they don't have to worry about like not have not having a way to support the kids. I mean they do. Like they could legit settle down, but they choose not to. So yeah, first day of school. Now, the only thing that changes is the fact that for this one, as we all know, Deku isn't in the story. Like when I mean Deku was Rain, so yeah, everything's the same except for the fact that both. Let's see. Hella, like, I didn't go through this in the training arc. I mean, in the hero arc, Hella and Frost saved Ochako, basically, and those three have kept in contact with each other. Such like they both like Ochako's the only one in the class who knows about the whole marriage thing. She even showed up, which is like kind of weird, but in a sense, but you gotta think about it. Like they saved her life, and she owes them. But they don't take her up on the offer. I mean, not yet at least. But yeah, I'm gonna continue from here. Now, upon hearing this, and yes, I can change the tone of my voice to be like this or deeper. I just choose to keep it the way it is. Like in the other what is when my voice would sound deeper is because I probably wasn't drinking enough stuff, or I was in a, or like my mood got a little bit deeper, so the voice will come out deeper. Like I'm trying to do now, but I can't force it. But yeah, let's continue. Hmm. There we are. So I'm gonna say because I have to go from the valley. Yes, the Valley of Mist. I'm still gonna call it that because that's Rain's Valley. Like that's gonna be the Rain branch valley or the Rain family's valley because it's between Shiraryu and Lin Kuei. So like fire and ice makes steam or mist. So it's the Mist Valley. So they have to walk from Mist Valley to school, which would take long, but the Lin Kuei and Shiraryu have their ways. Hella can teleport, yes, same as Scorpion. Sub Zero can do the same thing. Rain, however, because he has manipulation over water. He can control lightning. No, he cannot summon it off the ass. And he can control the wind. As in, I mean, utilize the wind. He can't control it. So I'm gonna say like his teleportation is more based in water. And yes, like before anyone says it, Rain will not get like I tried to go against having any of the characters have one for all, except I feel like they deserve it. Like if I feel like a character like deserves it, like then I'll give it to him. But besides the fact that like he doesn't need it, and if he gets it, it will just like it'll make no sense because he'll get like a power boost off crack, and then he'll be unstoppable pretty much. And in this one, like I like making my characters powerful but not unstoppable, so they have weaknesses. And as usual, his weakness is like usual stamina, even though he trained in it a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna continue. Actually, no, they couldn't teleport, so they have to wake up early and kind of walk there and take trains and buses because my bad, I was eating something. I was eating a piece of cake and drinking lemonade. While while Hella and Frost know where UA is, Deku. Deku is Rain, and Rain is Deku, so it really doesn't matter. So you'll see me refer to him as both. Deku doesn't, as much as Nezu basically gave him directions. He's not Zoro. He doesn't know where it is. It's just he doesn't have a map and or phone yet, because he's still in his old ways too, with Scorpion and Sub Zero. Though he has seen cars and stuff. So I'm gonna say because of where he is, like it's in the mountain area, it takes them about an hour. Matter of fact, an hour or two to get there. And upon travel, they meet Ochako. About I'm gonna say yeah, it takes them 2 hours. But about an hour in, they meet Ochako, and basically when they introduce, like Hella and Frost introduce Ochako to Deku, and when like how do I explain this? When Ochako sees Deku, he kind of looks like the person in the picture. It's just like he doesn't have the cloth and stuff, so his hair looked like. In fact, give me a sec. Hopefully, he's like he's still right. Yeah, he kind of looks like that. Like his hair is silky like Itachi's, but and yes, this was gonna be a different one I was gonna do, but it wasn't Itachi. But his hair looks like Itachi's, kinda. Silky down black hair with. I'm gonna say his eyes are blue. No, black. Actually, no, can't be black because he is Storm. I'm gonna say his eyes are blue with hints of yeah, no, yeah, just blue eyes. His eyes are blue. So that being said, that's basically what she sees. And upon seeing that, she's like, "Damn, I wish I." She's sitting there like blushing, kinda, and then Hella and Frost like know what she's blushing about because they're sitting here like, you know what? It basically say that to each other like, you know what? Like if we didn't know like him like for up time in our lives, we probably would be doing the same thing she is. And upon doing that, they realized that a lot of girls were staring at Deku, and this didn't infuriate them. This just made them more like willing to show off that yes, we like he's our territory, and as such cling to him as that. cling to Deku like that, and Deku doesn't, because he's like, here's the thing, he's dense, but he isn't dense as hell. Like he doesn't get why they're clinging to him, and to like it'll take him a minute to realize it, and even then he's like, okay, like I don't care. But after like I would say it takes him a good like 15 minutes after Ochako finally stops blushing, and every time he looks at her, looks away. He's like, and it's the last time she does it. He's like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. And they're like, Hella and Frost look at him, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "Oh, I understand why everyone keeps looking at me." And he says, "Because it's me." And they say, "Pretty much." But, and as it goes on, like they talk to like Hella and Frost talk to Ochako, and they have like their whole girl chat, and Rain sitting there on like, because they're both on two sides of the train, like they're on the left side facing him, and he's on the right side facing them, and Rain basically is kind of like dozing off into a meditation state, not deep meditation like he did on the night before his wedding, but in a meditative state to where he can basically like train for a temporary amount of time or just focus. Think of it kind of like the Avatar state. He can talk to past versions of things. And yes, this has opened the door for something else. Because deep meditation is talking to people that don't be that aren't in your ancestry. Like that's what I'm making the deep meditation is. It's kind of like limbo. While regular meditation is like the Avatar state. You can talk to past ancestors. So I'm gonna say he like, because he hit the deep meditation state, he can go into this light meditation state, and as such, he's met like the Rain before him, which was in Mortal Kombat but past, and he basically like those two basically enter combat with neither of them being able to die. So as such, he's learning from the past Rains how to use his quirk better while being him. So I'm gonna say after about a good half an hour, the Hella and Frost get him out of his meditative state to continue walking to school, which takes it takes them 20 minutes. And I'm explaining them 20 minutes, like nothing really happens. It's just the same thing. They continue talking and walking while Hella and Frost are clinging on to Deku, like they're just like they're claiming him. Like that's all I gotta say. They're claiming him like he's ours. Don't touch, don't talk, just don't come near him. He's ours. And they make it to 1A. Now upon entering, Nezu was curious who Rain was, and then he's seen. Matter of fact, I was wrong. Actually, I'm gonna say, hmm. Actually, Rain has like the tips of his hair are white because of lightning, or however you want to say it, because his lightning is white. So I'm gonna say the tips of his hair are white, and he has in the small like he has in the same ponytail that Itachi did. What the fuck? Oh, my bad. I was thinking of something else. Like I was thinking of what hairstyle I had him at in the beginning, because I wouldn't get it jumbled up. But I got mixed up with a different one I was gonna do. But yeah, and Nezu instantly realizes that must be Rain because he's the only person we didn't have a picture for. And as such, when he entered, Nezu basically introduced himself as, Nezu, the person Oma talked to before. And upon hearing that, like, freaking Deku was like, oh, okay, so you're the one like, my old mentor met. And basically, those two conversed for a little bit, and he headed to class. That was the first yawn. My bad. I'm always gonna say my bad for yawning because it's unprofessional. It's not a job because I like doing it, but still, it's unprofessional as fuck. So, upon me, upon entering the class, like the like they decided because Nazu told them I know what you're I know about the whole wedding situation because I was there. You just couldn't see me, because everyone else heard of it in My Hero. It's just they couldn't. The media wasn't allowed in because it's a private matter. It's a public but private matter, as in the people who are there know about it, but it's private because no media should be able to. What basically they're saying is as much as it was cool and all, the people who were invited and came because they knew people, like they know what they look like. For the people who didn't know and didn't do anything, they know of the news that the Shiryu and Lin Kuei married and formed a new branch. They don't know what the branch looks like, nor the two daughters and the guy. So as such, the media doesn't know either. So basically, they're in the clear for about the good next 10 minutes. I mean, even actually, yeah, they're still in the clear actually, because no one in My Hero was a snitch. So, I mean, Mineta doesn't know how to hold water more than likely, but I'm pretty sure people have their ways. But yeah, upon entering the class, these three are not holding hands or anything. They just walk in simultaneously. I mean, these four. Hella and Frost aren't clinging on to Deku like they were before because they realize they're in school, and there's a difference between outside and school. And as such, they treat it as such. They're a married couple, but they don't do as much of the stuff they do outside of school as they do inside of school. And now I think about it, I have to think. No, fuck that. I'm not looking up suits for them to. You can just for Hella think of, and this I know this later on. Think of Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion suit without the shoulder things, and for Frost, think of her as the regular Frost suit for Mortal Kombat not 10 when she came in and tried to hit freaking Cassie Cage or whoever the hell that was in the temple. So I can knock that off now, but yeah. Upon entering, AC, all three of them notice as I was asleep. They're ninja, pretty much. They know when someone is awake and asleep. And as I was knocked out. So they view the class and they're like, okay, so we got Kiroshima. I mean, they don't know who any of the names are, but they basically mark them as signifying notable features for for the group to the left, which they identify as the people who may have strong quirks but aren't the smartest. They identify with rich spiky hair, Kiroshima, pink girl with the antennas, Mineta, Mina. My bad, I said Mineta, and I had to think about that. It's Mina. Uh, who else? Kaminari, I forget sometimes. My bad. Uh, who else would be in that group? That's pretty much it. Besides, Bakugo's the leader of that group, but Bakugo's the leader of the group, but he isn't with them currently, so they don't rank him in there. And for the people who are smart and they feel are smart, because they put them in groups in their minds. They're okay, for the people who look smart, Dark Shadow, as you know, or Tsukuyami, Momo, Todoroki, Sasuyu, and who the fuck else would be in that group actually? My bad, I forgot about the tape guy. I forgot about Flex Tape. Flex Tape is in the it is in the slow, not the slow group, the good quirk but not enough mind group. But yeah, that's that group. And for the people in between, it's just these three. Mineta, but it's weird because Mineta, Jiro, and the guy with dupla arms, Sugar Rush, and Animal and Tail guy. They're the in between group basically. They have solid quirks and solid minds. And upon entering, they after that they're like, okay, this seems pretty cool. And then they see Bakugo and Ida going at it. Well, Ida grilling Bakugo and Bakugo grilling Ida. And upon seeing that, they basically look at them like, so yeah. And then they just sit down. And basically, these four are talking. Well, Ida and Bakugo are going at it. They just leave them to their own devices because they realize that sooner or later, one of them's going to get tired or one of them's going to swing. And they don't want to be in the radius of either of that because the three of them could stop those two within an instant for going to blows. But just because you can stop them doesn't mean you will. Plus, they don't want to cause any more commotion that they're causing now, which will cause Aizawa to wake up. Mind you, these four are already in their seats. So, and they kind of figured, they told Deku was probably gonna be in alphabetical order. So, basically it goes him, Hella, then actually no. Wait, what the fuck would it be? I had to go with my. What does I have to go over my alphabet? I did have to go over my alphabet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of retarded. So from the window seat, it goes Deku. Oh my gosh, I have to go over my alphabet. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. It goes Deku, Frost, and Hella. I'm so sorry. I went slow for a second. I lost brain cells. That's why it's 3:30 and I'm already losing brain cells as time goes on. I'm so sorry. I had to go over the alphabet. I was like A B C D E F G H. That's horrible. Oh my gosh, bro. Are you kidding me? So they sit in this order in the front because they figure, okay, alphabetical order. And that is basically the right order, basically, because when Aizawa gets up, he sees those three basically paying attention to them. That's at him, but he sees Bakugo and Ida grilling each other, which he makes them stand out in the hall because he's like, yeah, I'm not dealing with that shit first thing in the morning. And he basically goes to the rest of the class, and he's like, okay, everyone back in your fucking seats. Now, I was gonna do something, but because those two idiots are outside, that'll have to wait. Which was basically the base, the measuring of people's quirks. But I'm gonna say he decides not to do that this time because he's like, you know what, fuck this batch because those two are idiots already. So I might just have them kicked out. But he's like, no, I can't do that because it'll end up causing some fucking mayhem in the future and more paperwork. So those two are just outside for today. Now, when it comes to introduction time, though these three, when they go first, is kind of like the bombshell of the class. Because when Rain introduces himself, he says "I'm Deku." Well, because that's his name, Deku. He never got the name Izuku. I'm Deku, but everyone calls me Rain. And he says, I'm Rain of Mist. I'm Rain of the Mist Valley." But he says, but people either call me Deku or Rain. And people okay, I'm pretty sure I heard about something like that recently or yesterday that people married into the Mist household, which is unheard of. And then their gears start to turn basically. They're like, that name sounds awfully familiar. And then Hela and Frost came up and he says, "Hello, we're the wives of Rain of the Mist." And everyone was like clicked. You know that like the 22 Jump Street thing where what's the name got it? He was like, "Oh shit, oh shit," and started laughing. That's basically them. They're like, "Oh shit," and got it, and they're like, "Oh," and then they're like, half of them were laughing. They're like, "No fucking way." And it wasn't like the bad thing. It was like they just didn't expect it. Even as I was looking there, he was like smiling underneath his thing. He was like, "Wow, that's actually kind of crazy." I actually didn't think they were actually gonna be in 1A. And after that, they go sit right back down, and everyone introduces themselves, and it becomes a joyful classroom. Because when something like that happens on the first day, that sets a mood in the class. Not a mood that'll carry over the rest of the year, but a good start to a year. Instead of Aizawa's basically like heavy mood where it's like all you have to do is work, not have fun, and just become a hero. Like no, like you have to work hard, but you have to have fun too. That's why if like I only had one teacher, and yes, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. It was like because this year I graduated. The one teacher that I had a couple teachers that did that well, that breached that line so well that like I enjoy going to their classes because like when you incorporate fun and doing work, it'll work out at the end. Some people won't get it because like people try to take that as advantage. But for the people who like don't take it as an advantage and just use it, like it works well. Like even with me, like I'm pretty sure I graduated with fucking honors, which I'm the first person in my family to do so. And yes, I am pretty smart. I just act fucking stupid. Because not every smart person is just gonna be like Albert Einstein and act like they're like got the biggest chip on their shoulder. No, just because like think of me like Shikamaru. I'm smart, but I'm lazy as hell, and that's how it's gonna be. So I'm gonna continue because I got off topic for too long, and introduce my personal life into a story that didn't need it. That'll come back to bite me after a while, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Need to get bit. Ah, shit. Where was I? Ah, yes. So so basically after everything, they didn't do the regular training thing. So I'm gonna say after classes, they call it a day because Aizawa's whole thing was like he was gonna do the training thing, but he decided not to. So after the first day, they call it, and I'm gonna say after that, a week passes in My Hero. And no, like here's the thing, Deku takes, but he doesn't go into like deep meditation. Like as I said, he has to be at the peak to go basically enter limbo or nirvana. Like to him, it's nirvana. He can't stay there permanently yet, but he can enter nirvana basically for a temporary amount of time. So after a week passes, Aizawa introduces like All Might slides in the class, basically like, "I am here," and Deku is fucking confused of who the hell this is. Hela and Frost basically like tried to tell him like that's All Might, the number one hero in Japan, and he's sitting there like, okay. Like he gets a look like he's curious, and like he try and like Hela and like he tries to give a fuck, but it's like he can't muster up the energy to. Like it's not the fact that he doesn't care about like All Might, it's just the fact that he doesn't care about his title as number one. Because like even I see it as that like number one doesn't last forever. Someone is always gonna pass number one. And he sees it as like he's number one for now. but it will never last forever. So when he introduced while everyone else is fanboying, except for like these three, like All Might notices that these three are completely calm. And when he asked who are they said we're basically like the fuck. How do they explain it? We're basically like the mixture. I mean, we're the creation and mixture of the Lin Kuei and Shirai Ryu, aka like aka the Mist family. And All Might is like, oh, so you're the three that got married recently. And basically when he asked how was the ceremony and all that, and they explained like everything was okay, everything went fine. He says, okay, now it's time for, you know, the heroes versus villains. And because for this one, it's teams of three. Because, like, Hela and Frost will not let Deku go in with someone else, whether it be girl or a guy. I mean, they let him go in if it was a guy, but they don't want any girl trying to get greedy with him and put their nubby, greasy fingers on, on their precious guy. So basically, when it comes time for the heroes versus villains, Deku dons this suit, and I know what people think. Oh, but That's a ninja outfit, and he's like, and for that I have to say, he's still like because of how he's raised, he's in between the two, so he dons the clothes like that. Besides the extra armor, like the shoulder things. But he does don that mask, because he feels like he should, and it basically calls to him like, yeah, like as much as you like to be a hero, you're wearing me. So upon changing, they see that Deku is fit as fuck. Like he isn't like he's the slim muscle. I mean, not slim muscle. Like he's toned out. Like he isn't like built as in like he went to the gym and lifted like 24/7. He looks more like he just constantly worked out and kept himself in shape. Something I need to start doing. But yeah, that being said, Hiroshima was asking like, what does he do? He says, let's see. He basically says like, well, I climb up the hills, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, crunches, sit-ups, like, and when he lists his whole like workout list, Kirishima taking notes, and he's like, damn, where do you live? And he says in the Valley of Mist, and then walks out with that suit on. And Kirishima like said, oh yeah, he did say he lived there. Maybe we should go there for training one day. And as such, like, everyone leaves out, and they see, and All Might still sees it as weird that these three are wearing like their ninja uniforms. Like, and even like ask them like why they wear that. They could wear any hero suit they want, and they basically say like these are part of our culture. It's like asking, freaking asking. How do I say this? Well, actually, sounding like a dickhead. It's like asking someone from the Middle East to take off their. I don't even want to sound like a dickhead. Like I really don't. Like hijab or like the many other things that their name. It's like asking them to take off that. You don't ask them to. It's their culture. And as such, All Might got it. As soon as I said that, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." He said, "Well, as much as I want teams of two, they can tell like because those two are still sticking to Deku like fucking glue." He said, "Okay, these teams are three." So these three are no, these three are defending actually against Bakugo, Ida, and fuck it, Todoroki. Why not? So they're ordered to go in the building first, and like the like Hella and Frost are happy because they're like, this is kind of like our first like married thing together. And Deku basically says like, as much as I'm happy too, but we still got to get through this. So basically, while they're walking in, he just basically says like, here's the plan. Basically, we need one of us to defend the. Was sorry, something. I don't know why. It's just my mind got flashbanged for a second. He said so. Like while they were walking up, he basically like when they're discussing strategy, he says like, as much as like I identified it, he says like, bah, that spiky haired blonde kid looks like he has an explosive quirk, therefore is more fire in nature. So I think I'll be the best match for him due to him probably going to use it for propulsion. Plus, I'm going to be the vanguard, basically, of the group and the offensive person. And Frost also inputted that Todoroki, when they were at the exams, like he doesn't use his fire sight once. So I think there's something wrong with it, or he just doesn't like it. So she noted that she'll take on Todoroki due to the fact that even if he uses his fire sight, like she'll be able to handle her own against him. Which leaves like Hella to guard the bomb, which she doesn't mind doing because she's basically says like, Ida, although he's fast, he really can't like beat me when it comes to fighting, and as such, he would have to beat me in order to get to the bomb. And here's when the plan lost motion. Their plan is to separate the three and beat them, which is a good strategy, besides the fact that Hella is on the top floor guarding the bomb. And Bakugo and them are too simple-minded to go around. Like, Todoroki couldn't go up, as much as I'd say, like, it would make sense for him to. Like, Bakugo could. All he had to do was, like, explode, like, use the thing to bounce up to the top of the building, land, and then blow the concrete out from the top. I mean, from the roof. But he didn't do that, which is weird, and it would have been a good strategy. But, you know, he's too simple-minded. So, upon, like, the match beginning, he charges in along with Ida. Which, Ida is pretty smart, but, like, they didn't want to come up with a strategy. Because when you have three people with strong quirks, they think, like, oh, we can do our own thing and still win. They were very much wrong. Rain was waiting for this because he kind of like he kept mental notes of what everyone's personality was like, and he knew that Bakugo's was more like geared more towards fighting solo. Todoroki, like he didn't see Todoroki and Ida go, but he kept mental notes on them, on the people he could, and he noticed that yeah, he like he noticed that he likes to pretty much fight alone, and he will use that to his advantage. Because due to that, Bakugo will be prone to run into more problems, which is Rain's specialty is fucking problems. So when Bakugo go charging ahead, Rain would meet him and basically like knock him out as fast as possible. But Bakugo isn't like that, and when Rain tried to sleep him with a quick right, Bakugo basically like uses explosions to flip over, and now they're locked into combat. With these two exchanging blows for like a couple seconds, I'm gonna say, like Bakugo going for an explosive overhead, and Rain would like see that, and he will form a water ball in his hand. And when Bakugo went to like use the explosion, Rain basically used his left hand to block, and used his right hand to basically put the water ball on Bakugo, and he made him into a water prison, which in turn he trapped him in a room in the water prison so where he wouldn't escape, already taking out Bakugo in the process, and radioing into Hela that Bakugo and Frost, I said Bakugo and Frost and Hela, that he's basically like captured like Bakugo, basically saying that his part of the mission is done, and if you need help, let him know, because he said, I'm heading back up towards the bomb. And now comes Frost's turn, because she meets Todoroki, and like upon meeting him, he instantly fires ice at her, and she fires ice back. And mind you, because she's a Chiromancer? Yeah, Chiromancer. She has more control over ice than him, so she's basically using his ice more against him. Because every time he uses ice, she would use it as her. She would use it as her ice as well. Because Todoroki isn't really a hand-to-hand fighter, he prefers to stay back, and Hela notes this in the middle of the fight because he didn't know if he liked fighting up close and personal or further back. But as soon as she's seen that he backs up, the more and more ice he uses, she instantly could tell that he isn't much of a physical fighter. He's more of a long range person. So she worked to close the gap between them two, which she did when she basically turned in the Frozone and was skating around the ceiling and stuff. And with that, I'm gonna say she skated off a wall and bounced behind Todoroki. And from here, Todoroki would try to attack her by sliding his leg and causing more ice. But before he could do that, Frost basically kicks the back of his knee in to basically make him go on one knee and proceeds to put him in the headlock and roll him over on the ground. Which I'm going to say after about a minute or two, after Todoroki fighting to try and get out of it, Todoroki is now incapacitated as well, therefore knocking two people out and leaving one. And for Ida, because he was smart about it, he didn't use the reciprocal burst, and might have to end this one early, but I'm almost done with this one. But with the reciprocal, he didn't use reciprocal burst. He didn't use any of his burst tactics because he realized they were gonna be loud. So I'm gonna say he made it to the floor before the final floor, and he met up with, and upon doing that, he meets up with fucking Rain, and on site, Rain basically runs in at him, and basically Ida does the same, but Ida's using his area to his advantage because he doesn't know what Rain's power is yet. All he heard was that it was water because Bakugo was trapped inside of it. And don't worry, Bakugo is alive. He has that air pocket. It's just he can't move. So upon this, he knows he can't beat freaking Deku in a hand-to-hand fight at any point of the day. He elects to try and run to get to the bomb as fast as possible. And here's when he messed up. Because Hela had so much time up there, she got bored and set a couple traps. One of them being a tripwire. So upon him hitting the stairs, she set a tripwire so when he went to use reciprocal burst, he trips and busts his face open, pretty much, and knocks himself out and unconscious because of how much power he fell with. And that, the match is over with these three incapacitating those three. Which was kind of fast if you think about it, but at the same time, you gotta remember, they're Lin Kuei, Shirai Ryu, and their own group. And after this, they're all giving an A+ because of how they handled the situation and talked. while the Three Stooges get an F because there was no communication between. No, actually, Ida gets a D because of the fact that he knew he was outmatched, so he tried to complete the mission before anything else. Besides that, them four got Fs, and after that, I'm gonna say they head home after like the rest of the classes, and that's where I'm gonna leave it off. I'm going to do Predator tomorrow. It's not like a question mark tomorrow. I am as soon as I wake up. I think I might. But besides that, yeah, everything was like dandy with this one. I'm sorry it's shorter. I just didn't like clear space on my phone before doing this because I got lazy again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Catch you next time in this small cove of mine with Oma's memorial sitting up in the corner like it should. I forgot to light the candles for that, but peace.